These large bovine creatures who are gracing us with their presence. What's up guys, welcome to DailyGray. Currently very late at night and I am sat dissecting The Psychology of Associative Learning by David R. Shanks. I don't know why I decided to start the vlog at this time, but it just will spur me on to film tomorrow. Flax asleep. Khalees is asleep. Spencer's asleep. All is well in the world. I'm going to get back to dissecting this book and we'll get cracking properly in the morning.
Finally, it's the next day. I wasn't so stupid at clock last night dissecting that book. What are we doing today? So Flack's still essentially on box rest. He's finished his medication. So he's finished his antibiotics. He's finished his steroids. But what's happening after? What's happened? The vet told me to take the cone off. See how he is. So I did, and he was spinning around a little bit, trying to chew. So I was like, fuck's sake. Put the cone back on. What I didn't do is tape it all up. So he's got duct tape all over it, you know, so it can't come undone in any way, shape or form. Oh, Flack, that's annoying, bud. Flack! Stop. Itching. He cannot get it off when the duct tape's on. But I didn't put the duct tape on because I'm a fucking idiot. So what happened... Dude, be quiet. What happened was he was spinning around his box and the cone popped off and he chewed himself to pieces again. So we're still on box rest. And it's not box rest because he needs to be boxed and rested. It's because I can't leave him out my sight. He can't travel with the cone on, so we can't go to the field. I'm going to let him blow off some steam today, do a bit of grip work, a bit of obedience in the house, but fuck, it's annoying. It's really fucking annoying. So, the clips you've just seen are a couple of lectures I filmed for the British Institute of Canine Science. I've been working on that almost all day. However, can I still access it? If I can access it somehow, not sure how, maybe it's in my recently deleted. I filmed the video for the Academy earlier about obedience, grip work, mental stimulation in the house, all that jazz. So I'll possibly insert a clip of that here, hopefully, fingers crossed. Bad at vlogging recently, and I have good reason. I'm just wrapping up module 1 of Foundational Canine Science. I'm in the process of meeting with committee members to release the academic journal of canine science. I have so much on, it's ridiculous. I have officially taken on a little bit more than I can chew. So I'm spending today filming lectures, hence the dress. And then I am going to the field to train the dogs. Flack's still got his fucking cone on, which is a nightmare. It's just taking forever to heal. We're getting there, we're getting there. So I'm going to go to the field. I need to film a bit of practical for the lectures, and then I need to train the dogs, exercise the dogs, let them blow off some steam. It's currently Friday. Is it Friday? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. This week's dragging. It's currently Thursday. Tomorrow I've got nothing. I've got no clients booked in tomorrow. So we're all good. Saturday I've got clients all day. Sunday we're going to Leicester to section train. So tomorrow I'm probably going to spend an office day catching up on stuff. Maybe get some academy videos filmed for the members in there. Also, I've just emailed Professor Noel Fitzpatrick about a potential new project in conjunction with the current new project, you know, to run alongside this. So I'm hoping to hear back from them guys. Obviously it's not going to get to him immediately, but I'll knock on a few doors. If it comes to it, I'll go and sit in his practice and wait until 5:30 when he finishes and beg him dearly for 5 minutes of his time. So, I'm going to go and film these lectures and then we're going to head to the field. Right, we're going to the field finally. I filmed all the lectures for Module 1. I've got to film the practical part of shaping and chaining behaviours, and then we're good to go. So, what I want to talk about was what I'm actually planning at the moment, because I want to use this vlog to genuinely document this journey. The successes of it, the failures of it, what's going to go well. It will get less bumpy, bear with me, this road is horrendous. Irritates me. What went well, what went badly, what's going to go well, what's going to go badly, where we're at, what my plan is. I have a 10-year plan currently. So for those that missed it, in fact, no. If you missed the bare bones of this, go to the vlog previously and you can read it there. So I want to release this study program, Canine Science. So it'll be Foundational Canine Science, Bachelor's Canine Science, Masters of Canine Science, and then Doctor of Philosophy in Canine Science. They'll all be externally invigilated. They'll all be externally marked for the sake of exams, coursework, etc. I'm just writing the syllabus. And then so foundational is all taught. Bachelor's is very primarily taught. There's one module in each year that's called personal research module, which is where people can start, you know, leaning off into their desired angles, whether that be canine behaviour, canine training, physiology, psychology, you know, whatever they want to start leaning off into, and they can start studying that. Masters will be completely research based, so that'll be a 1-year research project followed by a thesis that will not be defended, but will be marked by an external invigilator, and then PhD will be a 4-year research based program, which will be concluded with a viva. For those of you that don't know what a viva is, it's called a viva voce. That's what it's short for, and it's basically where you go and defend your research to another academic professional, generally somebody directly in your field and somebody not in your field. You generally defend to 2. So that's half the plan. I'm currently writing that. Just finished module 1 of the foundation course. Well, I'm just about to finish module 1. By the end of today, module 1 of the foundation course will be finished, and that's going to be forever growing. You know, the internal reading papers. Any future people that take the course, if their papers are good, I'll publish them through that, and they will also become reading material. So that it'll be forever developing. Aside to that, AJCS, the Academic Journal of Canine Science. Basically, in most other fields, you know, in veterinary medicine, in physics, chemistry, and even in the arts, English, literature, the classics. All of these fields have academic journals where people can go and do personal research, and it will be published in this journal as kind of a learning hub for the rest of humanity. We don't have one in canine science, in any aspect of canine science alone. So I have trademarked the name, bought the logos. I'm not going to be solely invigilating on this, obviously, because I'll have papers in the future that I'll want to produce. So we're going to have a committee of people at AJCS
I'll be on board to start with. As soon as my own research starts, I'll step off. The committee can be ever changing, but I won't be part of it long term. Basically, we're going to spend the next few years collecting existing papers, putting them all in this one place, publishing them for people, just so the canine professionals can have this place, something that they want to publish. I've done this study, I want to share it with the world, especially at the moment with the e-collar ban and everything going on. It's everybody's shouting from the rooftops about their opinion. If people went and did a genuine study that wasn't biased, and they could prove that in the findings, the argument would become much stronger, for or against, whichever side of the fence you're on, for or against the ban. It's not my place to tell you what research to do, but I wanted this place to exist as an academic journal for the canine sciences. And the canine sciences will stretch across all manners. There'll be veterinary papers published in there. Noel Fitzpatrick wrote an amazing paper in May this year about the attachment of tendons in the canine tibia onto prosthesis. Very interesting. Obviously, things like that will be published. Any good, well-written, established papers, and they'll go through the board. They'll be assessed. Like I say, to start with, we're just going to collect. We're just going to collect from other journals that have previously published, and then when people submit directly, they'll be assessed and invigilated externally, not by me. I don't want anything to do with it. I just want to get the ball moving. And then the other thing that I want nothing to do with, but I will have something to do with to start with probably again, I want to produce an award. So, obviously the big one, the big daddy of all awards for any academic is the Nobel Prize. So there's the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Literature Prize, the Nobel Physics Prize, and the Nobel Chemistry Prize, I think. And there might be one to do with physiology or psychology or something. Anyway, it's the big boy. There's obviously other prizes in multiple fields within literature, within physics, within veterinary. I want to produce one for canine science. And I would really, 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 really like to name it after Professor Noel Fitzpatrick, because I think he's the most influential person in the canine world. I mean, if you've got any suggestions, drop them in the comments below of people that are more influential. On my list I had Mech, Dr. David Mech, who dedicated 13 summers of his life studying wolf behaviour. Ivan Pavlov, founder of classical conditioning. B.F. Skinner, founder of operant conditioning, and Professor Noel Fitzpatrick. So these were the people I had on my list. We shortlisted that down with a few other people. Noel Fitzpatrick is current number one. Whether or not we'll be able to call it that, I have no idea. I've emailed Noel's team to contact them in the hope that he'll meet with me. If he doesn't, I will resort to just driving to his practice and hoping to fucking God that he's there. I'll just wait until closing time and try and catch him and try and explain my idea very briefly to him. I want to better canine science and our knowledge of the canines, and I can't do that alone, obviously. So I'm just doing my bit. Maybe we won't be able to call it after anybody. Maybe there'll be legalities attached to that. Maybe Noel won't want anything to do with it. Maybe, I don't know. I just want to document the honest journey of this. At the moment, that's probably at least several years away. The foundation course is probably a year from completion. The bachelor's is probably 3 or 4 years from completion. Then I'll have to, put together a master's research and a PhD thesis to be externally invigilated, hopefully by Lincoln University. Before I release them courses, I'm going to have to put a few more people through them, so we've got other people, in neighbouring fields of canine behaviour or canine training or canine nutrition or whatever people want to research, and then they'll be out. So we're probably, in reality, I think we're 10 years from this being complete. The Academic Journal of Canine Science will be up in the near future, and like I say, I'm just going to cherry pick, well, we the people involved, I'm the one documenting it, there's several of us involved. I'm going to cherry pick various articles from other journals, science journals, veterinary journals, and even the psychological journals. I'm definitely going to publish the works of Skinner and Pavlov, because they've had a profound effect on canine training and how we train dogs today. So I think they definitely deserve to be published in that. So that'll be any time. as soon as I get a minute to put the infrastructure together. And then the awards, we're a long way off them as well. A lot of work to go into them. So, like I say, I'm really the catalyst for these things. I want to step away from them as soon as is humanly possible and have external people run them. Because obviously, you know, if we create an award, I want to be in with a chance to win that if I perform some good research into canine training. And I don't want it to be a case like I've just seen another dog trainer, I won't name any names for once, in America, has just been awarded for the 5th year in a row best dog trainer in wherever, in this area. I looked into the awarding body and it doesn't exist. It's easy to award yourself things. So I want external governing bodies. Obviously it'll be external examiners for all the courses. I won't be marking anything. I'll be producing my work just as everybody else has to. And it will all be there to show at the end. You know, should anybody want to question that, that's completely fine. So like, I've just finished module 1 teaching aspect. I've also just finished module 1 as if I were a student. So I've got all the papers that the students have to write. I've written my own. That will be the case through the whole thing. And they'll be externally marked by somebody else, not me. I'll have nothing to do with them. I'll send them away. Yeah, so that's where we're at. It's going to be a long slog, and I am very much looking forward. I just need to get this this bit filmed for shaping and chaining behaviours. I need to film a little practical part, and then I can just train my dogs. Like, nothing I enjoy more than just training my dogs. Like I say, tomorrow I've got nothing on. Tomorrow, maybe, if I can get hold of the right people, maybe I'll launch the AJCS website, you know, start building that. Failing that, be starting work on module 2. Friday, full day of clients. I've got 1 full day session in, so we'll start at 10 in the morning, we'll finish at 6 at night. And then Saturday, no, it's Friday tomorrow. Saturday I've got the full client in. Jesus. Sunday, heading to Leicester to train protection dogs, which is what we enjoy doing more than anything in the entire world. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're nearly at the field now. Get this video filmed, get the dogs trained, get back. I've literally been filming since 10 o'clock this morning. It's now 4 PM. Them lectures take some time because each lecture is like 15 to 40 minutes long. Tried to make them, you know, bite-sized chunks just so people can get the idea of things. But yeah, 15 to 40 minutes is in reality 30 to 90 minutes of filming per lecture. So that's where we're at. The overview of that, I want to release a course right up to PhD level in conjunction, hopefully with Lincoln University, and a PhD guy in America called Alan. If you're watching, thank you Alan for the help so far. Let's make this happen. Also want to release AJCS, Academic Journal of Canine Science, which is all being trademarked and bought and all good to go. And want to release an award for groundbreaking work within the canine sciences, whether that be veterinary, medicinal, surgical, nutritional, behavioural, psychological, physiological, I don't care, one of the breakdowns that we've got. So yeah, that's where we're at. Like I say, we're probably 10 to 15 years away from completion of everything, but you've just got to slug the next task out, haven't you? Slug the next task out.
So what originally was going to be a obedience session has turned into a counter conditioning session because we have got friends here. So what I'm doing, Flack's usually very interested in the cows, so we're just doing a bit of counter conditioning of ignorance towards these large bovine creatures who are gracing us with their presence and getting very, very, very close. Slightly concerning, but every time you come out to train like this, I'm not really having to do much. I'm allowing Flack to self-reward for ignoring the cows. So he's sniffing the grass, having a bit of a chew of it, for ignoring the cows. If he stops ignoring the cows, then the game will change. We'll go back to engagement with me. But as of right now, Flack, loss. Good, loss. Good boy. So now he's getting more interested. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. More interested again. And I mean, I don't really blame him. This is the first time we've done this. Look how many cows are just stood at that fence. Come on. Good boy. And then as soon as he ignores again, I'll let him do what he wants. And I'm letting him take us a bit further away because that was clearly a little bit too close. The interest started. The interest was nothing severe. You know, it's just like this. And then he goes on his way. Good boy. And I'm not putting reward in here, and I'm allowing him to self-reward. There's a ball down here because we were going to do obedience. Come on. Good boy. Whoa. Self-rewarding, stress-relieving behaviours. All is well. So yeah, this is what we're doing instead of the obedience session. I appreciate the filming's terrible, but trying to hold a Rottweiler and a lead and the rest of the jazz is difficult.
Another day, another dollar. The vlog will end after today. Away with BVK training tomorrow in Leicester. Today I've got a full day session in, but I think, I might be wrong, I think it's a problem with resource guarding. So it's going to be much more an explanation day than any sort of, you know, tangible training, because it's going to be a case of explaining to the owners what they're doing wrong that's causing this. So it's basically two dogs living in a house and they're fighting with each other fairly regularly. But after speaking to them, I'm fairly sure it's a resource guarding issue. If it's not, I will get some footage today. If it is, I won't be getting any, because there's going to be a lot of sat around talking. And dog training's just as much that sometimes. It's just as much being able to sit and discuss with clients so they can learn and go away and become the practitioner. I'm only there for the day. So if it's a real aggression issue, I'll definitely get out on camera. If it's not, which I don't suspect it is, I won't. Also, Helen, if you're watching this, you've now had your session. Make sure you implement the things we discussed. We haven't discussed them yet as I'm filming them, but we have if you're watching this. So, I'm gonna make a coffee, get off to this session, and we'll catch up later.
Now, much later on in the day, as you can see, I have what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. Given into the floor. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. The dog's behavioural problem wasn't what I thought, but it also wasn't exciting to film. So basically, through hyperarousal, it was falling into aggression. And any state of high arousal of anything, excitement, fear, aggression, they can all produce problems in the end. The dog has to learn to deal with them. So we did some counter conditioning, engagement work, sent them away with the homework. Good session. There'll be a post on Facebook by the time you're watching this. So, I'm going to spend the rest of the day in the office, pack the van up ready for tomorrow, and we'll hit the road down to Leicester, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to because we haven't been for fucking ages. Because the stupid dog's been chewing himself to pieces. Still got going on now. Dogs heal at the speed they heal. We're doing what we can. So, question of the day. What are you working on at the moment?